Yeah, I mean, Tegan, it was very easy,
Yeah.
very easy. It was very comfortable. We do all of our audition tapes together and things, so we're just so used to the back and forth. It comes so naturally to us. So that was built in and great. And the other cast, I mean, everybody's just so great in this movie. Christie put together a fantastic cast. And we all got along immediately. We shot up in Kelowna, and so everyone was away from friends and family, and we were all up there together. And so when you're shooting on location, you create bonds really quickly if they're good people. And thankfully, everyone was amazing, great people, and we all just became fast friends. And so the chemistry was there immediately.
Yeah. Welcome everyone to this exciting interview segment here at Survival Shows. I'm Desiree, and today we have the pleasure of sitting down with Jessie Moss, star of the Lifetime movie The Boy Who Vanished. Join us as we delve into Jessie's insights into his character and the challenges of filming this movie. Thank you for being here with us, Jess.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
Amazing. And the pleasure is all mine. So, what first drew you to the project, The Boy Who Vanished? And was there something in the script or in the concept that resonated with you personally?
Um, what drew me to the script originally was that my sister, Tegan Moss, was
Yeah,
starring in it. And so, I love working with my sister. We've worked together 7 times now. Uh, this is only the second time we've played brother and sister in a project. The first one was 35 years ago on Are You Afraid of the Dark?
yeah,
Um, and so that's initially how I kind of got involved with the project. She was already cast, and she brought me this role and said, "Hey, this would be great for you." And so we talked to the director, Christie Wolfe, about it, and yeah, it all came together.
great, amazing. And how did you approach understanding your character's inner life motivation and backstory, especially if they undergo a traumatic disappearance or related arc?
Yeah. So for the character, I mean, I think what drew me to the role um, was the idea of this idea of being trapped in a story that he didn't write. He this life was full of suspicion and guilt and silence. And so I think when I was building that character, I tried to really build on the idea of emotional isolation. And so I thought of people who kind of had lost everything, not because of what they did, not because of truth, but because of the world's perception of them. And yeah, and so I think the most interesting thing about the character was this duality between the anger of being accused, because he has a very checkered past, with drug abuse and all of these things. And so, the duality of being accused of something and then the shame of maybe feeling like he deserved it, not because of what he did, but because of, the choices that he'd made in his life, and then the bridges that he burned, and all the ghosts in his past, And so I think the heart of the character for me was this push and pull between defiance and self-loathing, which I found very interesting.
That's great. And did you undertake any specific research to inform your portrayal? How did that shape your performance, if you
Did
say
did
so?
did I do what? Sorry,
And
can you ask the question again?
did you undertake any specific research, consulting experts like reading real life experience to inform your portrayal?
Nothing specific that I researched, but I just thought of people who have been wrongfully accused of things, and just how how much damage that would do, having to wake up and live this life every day as this version of themselves that the world has put on them, and they won't let go of, and just how isolating that would be.
Yeah, I understand. And the premise implies a loss and mystery. How did you prepare emotionally for scenes of grief, suspense, or uncertainty? Were there any techniques you used to stay grounded?
I, for those emotional scenes, I tend to just rely on my instincts of how I believe that character would react in those moments. You know what I mean? I don't really draw on things from my past. I just really try to embody the character and sit in it and live in it and just let it all come out.
Amazing. And how was your collaboration with the director on this film? See, and can you share an example of a creative exchange that changed or deepened your understanding of a scene?
Um, yeah, I think Christie Wolfe she's an amazing director. She's a real actor's director. She is there for you for whatever you need. And yeah, she's willing to collaborate and change things if you need it. I think one example would be there was a scene between me and Tegan. It was a really emotional scene, and I think at the beginning, it was meant to be shot kind of still and us kind of sitting and talking. And then when Tegan and I were rehearsing it in Tegan's trailer, we were kind of moving around the trailer, and it just became really physical. And we brought that to Christie, and we did it like that for in the blocking. And Christie was like, "That's great. This is how this scene needs to be. It needs to be up. It needs to have more life." And so, she was just really open to that.
Great. And if the story involves other central characters, like Tegan characters and many others, how did you build rapport and chemistry with co-stars to create authenticity, not with Tegan, but with the other?
Yeah, I mean, Tegan, it was very easy, very,
Yeah,
very easy. It was very comfortable. We do all of our audition tapes together and things, so we're just so used to the back and forth. It comes so naturally to us. So that was built in and great. And the other cast, I mean, everybody's just so great in this movie. Christy put together a fantastic cast. And we all got along immediately. We shot up in Kelowna, and so everyone was away from friends and family, and we were all up there together. And so when you're shooting on location, you create bonds really quickly if they're good people. And thankfully, everyone was amazing, great people, and we all just became fast friends. And so the chemistry was there immediately.
yeah. And how did the cast and crew support each other through emotionally heavy day?
Yeah, I mean the cast and the crew,
Yeah,
amazing. The Kelowna crew up there was top notch, just great people, and they gave us space when we needed it and support when we needed it. And we all hung out not only on set, but we hung out after work. We would go out for dinners together with cast and crew, and so we really became like a pretty tight family up there.
amazing. And talking about location, were there challenging shooting location or physical demands? How did you adapt and what did you learn about yourself in this project? If you
Yeah.
if you have.
Well, yeah, like I said, we were shooting in Kelowna, and while we were shooting there, we were only up there for a couple weeks, but it happened to be during a cold snap in Kelowna, the only 2 weeks where it was minus 15 Celsius, and so we were shooting in pretty frigid conditions. So I learned that I can handle it. I can shoot in tough conditions like that.
That's great. And during filming, did you discover something surprising about your character or the story that wasn't obvious in the script? And how did you integrate that discovery to your personal portrayal?
Yeah, I mean, I think for my character, I really found the quiet moments the most powerful for me. I really tried to draw on that push and pull that I was speaking of before between, anger, but it wasn't this anger that kind of screams out. It was this anger that really has simmered over time. He was alone for 15 years before Jack comes back. Dealing with this suspicion and guilt and pain all on his own. And so this anger kind of simmered over time and really became a part of him. Um, but then the most interesting part I thought was also adding the shame of what he had done in his past and how he thought he maybe deserved all of this and just trying to figure out the balance and how to walk that line. I thought that was the most surprising.
Great. And when portraying a story with suspense or ambiguity, how do you balance keeping the audience guessing with giving enough emotional clues?
Um, I mean, I think that, is that's the script was great for this movie, and I think it was kind of written in
Okay,
that suspense, and so it was easy to kind of play because it was there on the page.
great. And did any aspects of the character journey mirror experiences or feelings from your own life? How did you channel those connections without losing professional distance?
Yeah, I mean, I think, for my character, I think we all have regrets in our life, things that we wish we hadn't done or hadn't said, and trying to not let that define you as a human being. I think that's kind of what I drew from.
Yeah. And in what ways did playing this role challenge you or push you to grow as an actor?
Yeah, I think that I think I grew in the sense of playing the silence more, playing the quiet moments more, not necessarily the dialogue, but that inner struggle. I think I learned a lot on this one playing that.
Great. And were there particularly technical elements like camera style, sound design, editing approaches that influenced how you performed?
No, I mean the camera team was amazing, and Christie, their collaboration, it's going to look really great, but it didn't influence my acting or how I approached the character. I just kind of did my thing, let them do their thing.
Great. And what themes or questioning do you hope viewers grapple with after watching The Boy Who Vanished? And was there an indeed call to reflection for the audience, for you?
So what themes do I think that they'll question? What Sorry, what was the?
Um, in other words,
Yeah,
uh, what do you hope viewers will take away after watching this movie?
right. Um, I hope that they take away, how to deal with family struggle and family grief and reconnecting with people.
Yeah,
Yeah.
great. And how does this role compare to others you've done in the past? Does it revisit familiar territory or push you into new genres?
I think I've done similar things, but I don't think anything quite as emotional or deep as this one. This one really kind of, I really enjoyed is the wrong word because it's pretty dark but I really, as an actor, enjoyed living in this character.
That's great. So, talking about your career in general, looking
Mhm.
back at your earlier roles projects, can you identify through lines, values, or themes you keep returning to? How does this project fit into that trajectory?
Um, yeah, I don't know. I mean, I don't think that there is a certain theme or anything that I keep returning to. I just return to great projects, and I think this was one of them. You know what I mean? I think this is going to be a really great movie that people are going to enjoy, and that's just what I want to be a part of.
Yeah, that's amazing. And over your career, who have been some key mentors or artists who shaped your approach? And did you any guidance influence how you tackled your portrayal in this movie and in the other ones?
Yeah, yeah. Very specifically for this one, I thought back to Vincent D'Onofrio, who I did a series called Ghost Wars with,
Yeah,
and he, was kind of telling me, listen, you can take all the time that you need. You don't rush. You don't. If they tell you to pace up, you don't need to pace up. They can figure that out in the editing room if they need to. But you, as an actor, you can sit in your moments. You can sit in the stillness of your character as long as you need to. And I think that's really what I drew from for this role specifically.
that's great. And talking about balancing in your life, how did you balance emotionally demanding roles with your personal life? Did you have any rituals or decompressing practices after filming heavy scenes?
Yeah. Well, Tegan and I, we were actually lived together in the same apartment while we were shooting this, and so we would have these heavy days, and then we would go back and we would just relax, the two of us, have a glass of wine, and just kind of talk about the day and just unwind that way. And so it was really nice that we had each other's support during that time.
Yeah, great. And from your earliest projects to today, what notable changes in the industry have affected how you choose or approach roles? How have streaming, evolving audiences' tastes, or production models influenced you?
Yeah, I mean, the industry definitely has changed in the 30 years. But I don't know how if it's influenced how I choose roles. Yeah, I just try to choose characters that I connect with, and I don't think that will ever change, no matter what the business side what's happening on the business side. It's just, you just want to find roles that you believe in and that you feel like you can work with.
Yeah, amazing. And beyond acting, like in projects like this, are there aspects of production, like directing, writing, producing, you are keen to explore further? How do you envision expanding your creative footprint?
Yeah. Well, I write quite often, and so I've written a bunch of things. So I've already kind of dipped my foot into that. I would love to direct eventually one day. Um, Producing's maybe not my thing. I'm not really a budget guy, but yeah, I think writing and directing is something that I definitely want to get involved in. Writing, I already am, but yeah, directing eventually.
Amazing. So, based on your journey, what advice would you give to young actors preparing for emotionally complex roles or working on mystery driven narratives?
Yeah, I mean, I would just say, just commit to it. You know what I mean? Don't be afraid, and commit to the silence, commit to the beats in between. I think that's super important. Don't just play the words, play what's happening in between those words.
Great. And about future projects, without spoiling anything, what kind of stories or character excites you next? Are there genres or themes you haven't yet tackled but you want?
Um, well, I no, I don't think I think I've kind of tackled all the genres at this point. But yeah, no, I mean nothing on the horizon right now. So I can't speak to anything coming up.
Okay. And when you reflect on your body of work years from now, what impact do you hope your roles will have on audiences, industry, or yourself?
Um, I just hope that people will see the truth in what I bring, and that will make them reflect on the truth in their own lives.
Amazing. And how has your craft influenced your personal growth? Have any roles taught you lessons about empathy, resilience, or understanding others that carry over offset?
Um, I mean, I think all roles affect you, you know what I mean? They make you kind of delve into places that you wouldn't necessarily go to. And so I think that each role you grow as a person and certainly grow as an actor. Yeah.
Great. And I think you just answered my question, but I'll try. Do you have any upcoming collaboration or projects in the near future that you can share about?
Nothing solid. There's some scripts that I've written that are being shopped around. I can't really talk about those, but nothing that I'm acting in at the moment.
Okay, but you are trying with writing and directing. I understand well.
Yes.
Okay,
Yeah.
great. We hope so that you can
Yeah.
explore
Great.
this too. So the last question,
Yep.
looking ahead to the next 5 years, what is the most ambitious goal you would like to achieve, and whether it's a particularly acting role or a directing thing?
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, in the next 5 years, my goal will be to get my scripts made, get the ones that I've written, filmed, and hopefully direct one of them.
That's great, amazing. So this is it. Make sure,
Okay.
all of you, to quote The Boy Who Vanished this Sunday night on Lifetime Channel. And thank you, Jessie, to join us today.
Thank you. Yeah, I appreciate it.
It's really a pleasure for me.
Okay,
And,
great. Thank you.
and thank you all for watching. Bye!